Welcome to the Echo Sportscast.
I'm Paul McLean.
And I'm Dave Dale. Today we have Jacob Brown, and we're going to review what's going to happen this weekend for Baseball Day in North Bay. It's the third annual?
Third annual event, yeah.
Right. So what's going to happen tonight, Friday? This is when it's coming out. And then tell me what's going to happen Saturday.
Yeah, so it's our third annual event, as Dave alluded to, supporting the food bank. We've dubbed it Baseball Day in the Bay. This year we've actually have a little bit of growth. The North Bay Minor Girls Softball Association is jumping on board as well. So they're going to do their thing over at Amelia while we're doing our thing over at Veterans Field, starting with the T-ball action at 8 a.m., going all the way up to men's league action, capping the night off at 10 p.m. So hopefully we're going to reel in the donations and have a lot of fun on the baseball field.
That's a busy Saturday for sure.
It is, but it's fun. It honestly, this being our third go around, my first two experiences, the day just flies by. All the smiles on the kids' faces, and then knowing that you're doing great by your community, donating food that close to Thanksgiving as well. So it's really the days. It might be a 12, 14-hour day, but it goes by in a blink. So,
Paul, how are you involved?
Well, I got involved when Jacob got started with it, and our association with the NBBA. And just invited us to, that was an early addition, was bringing in our kids. And what we would do is just everybody can sign up right now at our website if they haven't signed up already. And we'll put together teams in each age group. And just by hour, we'll play a fun game against each other. And it's one last sort of celebration of baseball before we would put everything away for the winter. This year's different because we'll be getting ready to train in the Dome, but this is going to be this is kind of how we cap the 2024 season. So it's really exciting, and we're just happy to be a part of it. And the store as well we put together some stuff for some of the seniors and sponsorship. It's a great community event, and people should come out and check it out.
So the men's fall ball, do they have 2 games Friday still?
Yeah, I might have to adjust that a little bit. I've been getting some blowback. The Battalion have their season opener that night, home opener that night. So I think we might postpone that. But as of right now, that's the plan.
Well, that's how a community sort of works together there. If there's an overlap or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Adjustable. How is the fall ball going?
Good. We're a 4-team league. We have the Canada Panthers that are in. They're really strong this year. The East Side Mario's team, pretty much the roster that we had from the summer. We have some new additions. Then the NBBA, they're mixed with some 15, 16-year-olds and then a few older individuals as well, and they've been competing respectively. And then the Lavrock team, they lost quite a bit of guys from the summer, but it's another opportunity to get more people into the league. So it's well-rounded so far, and we're in our second week of the season with 2 more games tonight on Wednesday night here.
Oh, okay. Well, Lavrock, they won the summer
They won the summer championship, yeah, and that was a really good final. It was a 2-game sweep against Desante, but I know you were there, and it was definitely not sweep like baseball. It was really tight, and it was good. The final game there, game 2, was a good pitching matchup between Kyle Kennedy and Tyrus Kukulik from Sudbury, and it was really good to watch.
Yeah, we had some video that we used in our inaugural show last week, and we had some fun with some of the calls that were a little bit controversial. I slowed them down to show, right?
Yeah.
In fact, I was talking to the umpires the other night and telling them another review's coming up, so they're great.
They love those. As long as they're on the right side of them, they love those.
Yeah.
Well, we tried to make sure we gave pretty good leeway for them. I don't need to be getting thrown out next year by anybody. So.
There you go.
Yeah, well, actually, Louis made one bad call, and I think explains another call, and I was joking with him about it, and he doesn't care. He makes the best call he can, right?
Yeah, 100%.
The best part about that was that the players on Lavrock didn't let the calls that went against them, even the one that scored the first run was a wrong call. They didn't let it get to them, and they persevered, and very mature baseball.
100%, and they just show their experience in that sense. And Asante's not really, I guess they are still young individuals, but they're not necessarily a young team. They've been in our league now since I believe 2019, 2020, so it's their 5th or 6th season, and they're starting to show some experience as well. And that's two really good baseball clubs. It was a fantastic final. And actually, we changed our trophy name this year, our championship trophy, to the Topley Family Championship as well, in honor of the Topley family. We had Damon back this summer playing. And then now with Peter's passing within the last couple of years, we thought it was a good opportunity to honor that family and all their contributions to the game of baseball, both locally and throughout the province and really nationally, I guess, as well. So
yeah, no, it's pretty amazing to have that here, and Damon coming back, and was a big, kind of helping us get going, and all of your involvement with the summer camp that we had. It's fantastic having, just for us on the NBBA side, trying to bring some of the paperwork and organizational structure up to date, because that's been one of the things that maybe fell off over the years. It's amazing to see how much the Top Leagues names are around it and what they've contributed, and where we wouldn't be here without all the work that they did. So yeah, it's a really great thing that you guys are doing to change that to it and recognize that family, because it's really good.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. What a classy move. Nice to name that after them.
Yeah, it was good. And obviously it's memorial awards are fantastic all the time. And obviously for Peter, that portion of it is a memorial award, but it's also awesome for people to live it and see their contributions be noted and respected. And as Paul said, Damon came in, and I think in May we hit the ground running. We had that mini camp there over at Veterans Field. So from the moment really he got here, he's contributed in a very positive way. And he actually has a son the same age as my son Jameson, so they've become good little friends, and it's fun. Hopefully they grow together and play the game, so it'll be good.
Oh, that's right on. It's really cool to see you as a parent, knowing that, I saw you when you first coming up through baseball. You're a year or so older than Dylan.
Yeah, a year older.
And we were on the same team every other year for a little while. And to see you having pictures of your kid with the baseballs and that baseball, that's really cool.
Yeah, best job I ever had. It's fun.
Oh yeah,
he's at a great age right now too. And we actually played last night. We had a little T-ball 2.0 program that we had going. I believe we had 5 or 6 sessions this year, and it kind of it was more of a transition program from T-ball into junior rookie ball next season. And last night we had our capping session, and we brought in the 9U Panthers. And we kind of did a big buddy, little buddy draft. And it was fun. We had a good game, and the kids loved it. And it's awesome to see the level of the T-ball kids come up. And it's also to see 8 and 9-year-olds, like the maturity level, and really taking it serious, safety and all that kind of thing. And it was a really good way to end the season on that note.
Yeah, it was a really fantastic night. All Jacob's idea, like unbelievable to get this second session of it, kind of with T-ball 2.0, which I think is a great name. And these are the future kids. These are going to be the 7U Panthers that we're going to put out. And we announced just last week that Jacob's going to be coaching that and heading it up. And this is the first time for this program. So yeah, they're just going to, the little guys, our 9Us, by the time you guys get to that stage with everything we've learned and what those kids are going to do, like, watch out. There's going to be some really good baseball coming up the pipe.
Well, that's great. It's intergenerational sport, right? And the Top Leagues showed that as well. There's been other families that have been really strong through the years. What were some of the other father-son sort of iterations that have gone through? I'm thinking Tugas.
Yeah, and Jake's actually, Larry coached me, obviously, through high school sports. And then we're playing together. Jake and I are playing together this year, summer baseball and fall baseball with these Mario's. Jake was actually an individual that was huge with the summer camp that we hosted this year, the North Bay Baseball summer camps. There's got to be a few more parent-son duos.
I know. I'm just not jumping at me right now.
Yeah. Well, I have an old photo of Jake umpiring the fun ball that we had when we were Pee-wees. You were Pee-wees and Dylan. So Dylan's on the mound pitching. It might have been Mosquito. I'm not sure. Yeah. And Jake's in the background looking like he's about 14, 15, something like that. It's a really cool shot. And just to know that all those guys came up, they played together, played against each other, and now they're parents. It's cool.
Well, again, one that's right under both our noses. Obviously the Winrow family, right. Chris's involvement with coaching and stuff, and then, that's still down. And Curtis has been named coach of the 11U team for next year. So, and he's been away coaching in Sudbury at some really high level. So he's going to be able to bring some of that experience and help to, just educate all of our coaches and stuff and raise the overall level of the program. So it's phenomenal to see it. And he's a regular, both coaching at Chippewa, playing in the senior league. So, yeah, we see a lot of Winrow around town.
Now, I haven't been to the Dome yet for the tour. I'm going to have to go there at some point. So that's going to be well integrated into your baseball futures, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. We will be, once the schedule comes out, we hope to have about 6 hours or so a week throughout the winter that we'll be doing training. We don't know exactly what that schedule looks like, but that's going to be the plan, and it's going to be situated around a way that kids who, maybe are playing hockey or other sports can find a night of the week to come out. So,
what's it cost to rent that facility?
Well, I know
I'm breaking ground here. I know this.
It's very reasonable. I don't know that the numbers are public, but I will just say that what they've reached out to the community, it's beyond. It's phenomenal. North Bay is incredibly lucky. I've seen in other
an
areas,
accessible price. Is that what we're describing?
The price is extremely accessible. And like for the same thing in other markets, I've seen it twice the price of what they're doing. So I don't know what's public, so I don't want to say anything again.
I'd like to see you squirm there. That's good. That's going to happen a lot in these things.
But they are
because you get a lot of inside information.
Well, sometimes it comes out first. You just want to make sure you're not leaking it at the wrong time. But
Source for Sports is a source for news a lot of times.
A little bit of a coffee shop there. Yeah. Well, I was just going to turn things back around because you and I have been having so many baseball conversations for the last year and a half, I'd say. And it's been phenomenal getting to know you in this role. I mean, I've certainly had a lot of kids that were customers and stuff who I now interact with, but you're on a different level because you're involved in the coaching and the administration of the leagues. Like, how did you get into this, and how did you get into it at such an early age?
Yeah, I mean, I guess things just... honestly, they just happened organically, and I had a lot of really good mentorship. I owe a lot of the personality that I have and the mentality and things like that to my grandfather, Bruce Robbins. He taught me at a really young age to respect, and sometimes a lot of times the quietest guy in the room is the smartest guy in the room. So when I got into high school and I started learning from guys like Larry Tugas and Dave Saad and Rick Mitchell, Mark Robertson, I'll throw Brandon Group, guys like that, and you just observe the things that they do every day, and you see you're in high school and you see Larry's name up on the wall, and you see Dave Saad's picture up in the Sports Hall of Fame at the Memorial Gardens, and you kind of want to do that. So you kind of just you delve through and see what did they do and things like that. And I became the treasurer of the North Bay Men's Baseball League, I think, at 20 years old, and then I got into I accepted the commissioner role at 22. Fast forward, I'm 27 now, and taking on different things. Obviously, the technical director with the NOHA with that piece, and I love that role as well. It's just something that I've always had a knack of, loving it, and obviously playing the game is huge. So getting to do the administrative piece but still play the game, and it keeps me close. I know that my abilities as an administrator are going to go far beyond my playing days. Yep. So the fact that I've been able to get in and make a difference, hopefully I am making a difference at a young age, it's just a really rewarding thing that, like I said, it just happened organically, and I enjoy every minute of it.
Well, and just to take a moment, I think it's fantastic watching what you do, watching you with Jameson as a parent who went through it as well. I know how tough it can be that you're, you want to focus your attention. He's looking at you, Dad, and you've got all these other kids, and you've got to balance that. And it's never easy, but you do a phenomenal job of it. And I just want to make sure I recognize that, because whether it was the T-ball game that we had or the involvement in the camp, I get a ton of compliments every time, and people talking about your involvement. So
no, I appreciate it. And the father coach balance, it is difficult. If I'm being completely honest, I mean, there's a lot of times running the sessions out at Schollard, and I'm looking, and I just want to run over to the 40-yard line on the other side of the field and help Jameson. But in some aspects, it's fantastic to kind of let him ride and let him do his own thing. We have a lot of time at home where we play catch and play backyard hockey and do those kind of things. So he loves the fact that I'm able to coach and be there with him, and I love that too. It was actually funny. One of the first T-ball sessions this year at Schollard, all the kids were kind of coming up to me, and kids, there's no personal space, right? And they're all coming up, and Jameson's right there. He's like, "Attention, everyone! That's not your daddy. That's my daddy." And it was one of those things where he was laughing and a smile on his face, but he's letting everybody know that.
He's marketing it.
Exactly.
You know who this is. Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap it up in just a sec, but I want to ask you first, what advice would you give to a young player that is trying to make his way through the learning curve of being a team leader?
The one thing is have fun. And I think it's people throw have fun out all the time, and because it's what we're supposed to say, right? But baseball, hockey, football, they're all difficult games. And I always went to the rink, I always went to the field enjoying what I'm going to do. And mastering something and learning something is a heck of a lot easier if you're enjoying what you're doing. And not everybody has that leadership DNA. I'd say if you have it, go with it. Some people lead by expanding their network. Some people lead by playing really hard and doing their thing. Other people are raw guys. So I think that comes out naturally when you're playing. And I was lucky enough to be a leader and one of those individuals that kind of has the knack to stand up and not be afraid to talk to teammates. And I've been fortunate to kind of get buy-in from people. So if you want to be a leader, like I said earlier, and you want people to follow you, I think you need to set yourself up with people that are going to be able to teach you the ways, because there's so many different ways of leading. Like look at Paul, you run the store and then you're running MBBA and Hockey for Beginners. Those are 3 different styles of business, essentially. And you have to be malleable in your leadership as well, right? So I think flexibility is a huge thing, but you just need to enjoy exactly every moment of what you're doing, because it makes it a lot easier.
And the last thing I want to say is that it looks like you have the training and ability and the maturity. I really hope that you end up with 2 brothers like you and Reese on your team someday and have to deal with that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to do a better job than I do.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody has their own thing, right? Like I said earlier, and somebody like my brother who wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's a very passionate individual. And I was more of the laid back kind of whatever happens, and there's 2 senses of competitive nature there, but it's just learning how to channel it. And I think we've both come a long way. I mean, I remember times where I mentioned my grandfather earlier. I remember times where I would get upset at a game or a call, and I'd bring it home with me. And once you go up to the vehicle, once you do that thing, there's no going back. You can't change the score. So I think having those opportunities, learning from my brother, learning from coaches in different situations, you look at things and you kind of know what not to do, and sometimes that's more valuable than knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Right. So
Excellent answer. Right on. Well, I'm real excited to see what's happening with baseball now, with you 2 guys involved, and with the baseball in the Bay coming up. Have a good Saturday. I hope you have decent weather.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Lots of tummy taps between us. So it was good.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, you've heard another version of the Echo Sportscast podcast interview. Thank you very much.